What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I'm going to be going over the reviews of The Last of Us Part 2. Now, I know people had asked me to do this. I was going to do this anyway. This is something that I like to do with new games, new movies, when the review scores come up. Really quickly, I want to promote the second channel. If you guys are new to Podcast Now, I actually have a second channel where I talk about a lot of things that are just continuations of stuff on this channel, kind of bonus content, additional stuff that I can't put up here. We're extremely close to 1,000 subscribers. It would mean a lot to me if you guys checked out that channel, subscribe there. The link for it will be in the description below and a pinned comment. Okay, so again, thank you for your support on this channel. I really, truly appreciate it. And I know a lot of new people have come in because of The Last of Us Part 2 content. And thank you guys for supporting the second channel as well. I really do appreciate it. So, okay, this is literally what we said. I mean, if you guys went back a couple days ago, remember I made a video predicting the review scores, and I predicted what critics would be saying about The Last of Us Part 2, and I think we were pretty spot on. Now, again, I try to stay in the middle. I try to respect those that believe the leaks and aren't going to get the game because of it and are worried about it, all that kind of stuff. I fully respect that. I respect you not getting the game. I also respect people that are very excited, and for those people, today's a big day. Today's a really big day for those that are excited about The Last of Us, because no matter what, if you don't trust the critics or you trust them, I mean, you see those high numbers, you know what I mean? You see the high numbers on Metacritic, you see everybody, even like the social influencers, you see all of them saying like, hey, this is amazing, okay, this is a fantastic game, and you're gonna feel better about yourself. With that being said, there are some things here, so there are some things I want to talk about. First, let's just say, when I'm recording this, I'm gonna try and upload this literally as soon as I'm done, it's at a 96, or a 9.6 out of 10, 96 out of 100 on Metacritic. This could change. In fact, I believe it started at a 95. There are some sites, when you go on Metacritic, that they give like their kind of like posts on it, like a little description you can read, but they haven't given review scores yet. Slash, they also just don't do review scores. Okay, so there are, and actually, if you go and read some of them, there's maybe like 7, 8, 9 sites that haven't either haven't done a review score yet, and they will, or they just won't at all. Most of them actually are more negative than positive. So maybe this average will be brought down just a little, but I definitely see it in the 95 range. I think that's probably where it's going to end up, as like a 94 or 95, which is actually, now it's a 96 right now, but remember, I predicted it was going to be 93 to 95. That's where I thought it was going to be. I also said that people would say it's groundbreaking, it's revolutionary, it's this, it's that. To be honest with you, what I'm seeing a lot of in the reviews is this. One, the gameplay is really good. Now, I guess before I jump into that, I should say, of course, you have to take these things with a grain of salt. I don't trust critics. Okay, I should make that clear. I don't trust critics. There's things you can read into these reviews, which is what I've done. You can read into them, but I don't necessarily trust any of the big gaming sites. Okay, I really don't. In terms of their personal opinion, I could really care less. But again, they make points, and you can. And obviously, we're going to be able to kind of like fact check them, right, in a week when we all get our hands on it. But I do just want to make that clear. Okay, so if you're saying, oh my God, you're just going on the review scores. No, I mean, again, the review scores are something you can go off of, but they're not the full picture. But again, you can kind of read into what people are saying. What it sounds to be saying is the gameplay is phenomenal, okay? Some people don't think it's as, a big of a step up as others, okay? But the gameplay, how the game feels, how the game looks, everybody's saying, it's that next evolution. It's taking everything that worked with The Last of Us and taking that next big step up. I think, obviously, the thing that probably a lot of people are going to come to this video for, a lot of, what people are going to look at the reviews is, were some of the leaks true? Now, I'm not going to talk about them here, and I really don't want you guys to in the comments either. We're going to try and dance around them in the, I think I'm pretty good with words. I'm good with talking. I'm going to try and dance around these things as well as I can. So this is going to be a spoiler-free thing, but obviously there were some key moments in the game that were leaked, in the leak, okay? It seems like those are all very true. The big leaks, the leaks that the videos came out of, and I mean, of course, right? That's an obvious thing. Like, those were never made up in the first place. Those are very true. What you gotta think of. So now, again, this comes from people that don't know the leaks and knows the leaks. It seems like you're gonna have to buy into it, okay? A lot and I tried to read as many. I mean, there was like 83 reviews. I had to read at least the excerpts of them. I read all of them. Some of them I read the entire review. What it really seems like is that they make some bold decisions in this game. And they even say, a lot of them even say, like, characters are going to do things that you don't want them to do, that you don't think they should do, but they do it anyway. And you have to buy in. And if you don't buy in, then it's not going to be for you. If you buy in, it's like a revolutionary, again, it's like a revolutionary thing. And you follow their train of thought, and they craft a masterpiece. A lot of talk on the narrative, a lot of talk on the acting, a lot of talk on how the script is written, the pacing is really, really good. That's the focus. Now, again, that's the biggest thing. And remember, the video I made a couple days ago, if you're a fan of this game and if you want to follow the critics, completely cool. Okay. And honestly, again, like I said, no matter if you're against it or you're for it, you see that high number. You see a 96. I mean, all right, you're going to think like good things about it. Right? No, really, no matter what. It's just kind of what your brain is going to jump to when you see a 96 out of 100. A green says like universal acclaim. It's like, okay, obviously a lot of people like this, right? So it's kind of hard to ignore. But what I will say is this, your opinion, you guys watching, any individual, you're the ones that matter. Okay, and I've honestly have always tried to stand for that. It's up to you guys to make the final call, and I think we're going to see a lot of that. We're going to probably see the people that were really bagging on this game, they may start to retract a little bit and start to kind of go into like a defense mechanism, but we're also going to see people, again, like in a wrong way, going after the people that attacked when still this game is divisive. I saw it in so many reviews that the game is not for everybody. The game is very, very bleak. The game is not happy, okay? These characters are not happy. This world is a very dark, depressing, bad world where things happen. And I even saw a lot of reviews say things happen to your characters, things happen to other characters, things happen. Again, what things? Some of us already know, but, we're not going to go into it. So again, though, it's up to you guys. It's the biggest thing I said when it came to these reviews is we knew they were going to get high scores. We knew, are some of them protecting quote unquote Naughty Dog? Maybe. And I think that does happen in the gaming. I think it's actually ridiculous. I think it doesn't happen in the gaming industry. Do I think every single critic that got this game is going to try and defend them? No, I honestly do not think that. And again, that's why you have to look for these smaller things. A lot of sites gave this a 10 out of 10. Okay, gave it a perfect score. A lot. I feel like 20, 30 plus sites gave this a 10 out of 10. Then a lot of them gave it like a 95, and then you have a lot of the 90s. I think actually most gave it 10 out of 10. And then that's like the highest amount per like the number they gave was a perfect score. Okay? In fact, even some sites I saw that said that this isn't a perfect game or this isn't like the best game ever. Like they said something like that, and then they still pursue. I mean, and again, a 10 out of 10 does not mean it's a perfect game though. So I think that is important to note. And honestly, it is, because 10 out of 10, I feel, especially when it comes to Last of Us Part 2. And this is how I understand, by the way. I understand why they gave it a 10 out of 10. I'm not attacking the critics that gave it a 10 out of 10. The game, I feel like, is going to be trying to do something. Okay, and again, it's really tough, right? Because we know it. We know the bigger things in this game. The game is set to do some things, and it's going to ask you to trust them, that they are going to pull it off, that, again, you're not going to be happy with all these decisions, but they're going to do them anyway because that's what they think the story needs, that's where Neil Druckmann wants to take it. You have to trust them, and if you're not going to trust them or you don't buy into it, then it's not going to be as big of a payoff, right? You're going to be very, very upset. In the same way, though, I mean, you see all these review sites say that at the same time, even if you are upset, I even saw that, like, that's part of the experience, that feeling you're going to feel at the end where you're like, man, I just despise that decision and all the stuff that happened because of it. That's part of the story. That's part of making you feel. And if they pull it off right, I think they can make it. I think it can work really, really well. Honestly, if you want my point of view, okay. Now again, I've always really, really tried. I've been very respectful of both sides. I think I've done a really good job at that. I obviously have my own opinions. Here's where I stand. I, in a way, believe these sites. I'm still holding out. I've always had an excitement for this game. Even when the leaks came out, for a couple of days, I was like, I was depressed. I was like, oh my God, they ruined it. Okay. After a couple of days though, when the leaks suppressed and Naughty Dog kind of came out on that, and then as the weeks went on, my excitement started to go back up where it was like, well, even if it's a train wreck, and this is honest, this is where my point of view. Okay, this is where I came from it. Even if it's a train wreck, I'm gonna give it a chance. If I don't buy into it, if they don't succeed, if they don't set out, if they don't accomplish what they set out to do, then I'm going to bash them later. But for now, I'm going to stay excited. These reviews still make me a little worried, because at the same time, I mean, everybody's different. Everybody's different. Everybody's going to have a different personal connection with these characters because we all played the last. I assume the people that are getting The Last of Us Part 2 played the first game, right? It wouldn't really make sense to get it without it. We all have our own personal experience with these characters, with the journey. Okay, mine is not going to be the same as yours. Mine's not even going to be the same as my wife's. And so when they do things, and when they say, "Hey, we're going to tell this very dark story that you have to give us the reins to," as they always do, because Naughty Dog, I mean, it's a linear story. They take the reins. You have to give us your trust, and then we're going to tell the story that we feel is going to be told, and you just have to go with it. And it's what I talked about in the leaks. As long as they it's really hard to say without spoiling, but as long as they make things worth it, as long as characters aren't one-dimensional, I think I can say that maybe without spoiling it, they need to give reason, purpose, backstory, give characters more than one dimension, all this kind of stuff. As long as they do that, which by the leaks, it sounds like they kind of did, but at the same time, I did just see a lot of the you have to trust them, and it's going to be a story that is going to upset some, but again, that's kind of part of the journey. So that does worry me a little bit. I guess final thing I'll say is, and I know this has kind of been addressed in previous videos, the leaks of the over-the-topness of like the enemies and what they stand for and all that kind of stuff, without kind of saying it, it never made its way into any of the reviews. Okay, now I saw a lot of people that said that those leaks were wrong, that they got eventually got debunked, that certain characters aren't this and certain groups aren't that. I didn't see any of it in the reviews. I don't know if they're hiding it. I don't know if that maybe, or it's in the game. Some of it's in the game, but it makes so little of an impact that it's not worth, bringing up. So again, at the end of the day, I'm getting this game next Friday. I know a lot of people are getting the game next Friday. And again, I'm not going after people that aren't getting the game. And I know people are going to say, again, even like when they did like the record pre-orders or now that we're doing, all these review things, people are really going after those, the haters, you can say, and it's fine to be a hater, but people are going after those haters and saying like, you guys, and a lot of name calling and a lot of stuff like that they were all wrong. I mean, ultimately it's their decision. You're not one to tell them what to do, and they're not one to tell you. That's where I've always stood on this, is that when the leaks came out and people were saying do not buy this game, you have no right to say that. Or I guess, well, yeah, you have a right to say it, freedom of speech, but you don't get to tell somebody else what they get to do. Just like right now, other people don't get to tell them that they should buy the game or that they were wrong, because ultimately it still may, there could still definitely be stuff in this game, right? This is exactly what I thought. Like literally, when I woke up, saw the review scores, 96, read them. You saw all the talking points, all the keywords. It's exactly what I said we were going to get. And honestly, I stand very, very firm on what I said a few days ago. You can take things from this. I never said you couldn't take things from this. And I said that back then. Remember, I said you're going to be able to pick out some things, but generally, it's going to be up to you. And generally, it's not going to be answered till next Friday. Give the fans the game. Give real people. Now again, I mean journalists are real people, but again, where's their loyalty? Are all of them being extremely unbiased? Right? We don't know. In fact, I can guarantee you, not all of them are. But I mean, I guess people can disagree with that. So it's really gonna take till next Friday for us to get our hands on it to really make that final call. But until then, things are definitely looking better, as things honestly have for The Last of Us Part 2 for a long, long time. I've always wanted this game to be good. I've always wanted this game to be a game of the generation. I love The Last of Us. I want the best for last. Even if I hate The Last of Us Part 2, even if I hate what they've done with certain characters and stuff, I want the game to still pull it off. I want the game to still be good because I love this game so much, and I want to see a Part 3 and all that stuff. Okay, so guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? What do you think about the review scores? Do you believe them? Do you put a lot of faith in them? Does it make you feel better, worse? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, like I said in the beginning of the video, make sure you guys are subscribed, have that bell icon turned on. Lots of videos, lots of stuff going on in the gaming world. Obviously Last of Us comes out next Friday. We're going to have more videos leading into it. We're going to have videos right after it. We'll be talking about the ending. We'll be talking about the spoilers. We'll be talking non-spoilers. Lots of Last of Us Part 2 stuff starting actually next Friday for quite a little while. We do like a community series for it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.